This week, we're going to talk about the CBA provisions for domicile right of return, or DRR, and how they apply under certain conditions to pilots who have been displaced. Section 9C1 states pilots displaced from their highest vacancy bid selection in their current seat, but who remain in the same seat and aircraft type, will be eligible for domicile right of return privileges. This eligibility will be reflected on a pilot's CWA vacancy bid screen in red text, which states right of return eligible. Note again the criteria for eligibility for DRR. You must be displaced from your highest vacancy bid selection in your current seat. For a first officer, the highest vacancy bid selection may not be the number one bid on their vacancy list if they have captain bids above it. However, it must be the highest first officer bid. For a captain, it would need to be the number one top of the line bid on their list, which may not be the category that they currently hold a vacancy for. For example, a captain who is displaced from Houston to Dallas, who has a number one vacancy bid selection of Orlando captain above his number two bid of Houston captain, will not have DRR privileges to Houston. As a result of the September 2020 vacancy bid, this pilot was displaced from Las Vegas first officer to the Los Angeles FO domicile ETOPS bid group, which is annotated by a D in the displaced column. According to the language of 9C1, since Las Vegas first officer is this pilot's highest vacancy bid selection in his current seat, and he has been involuntarily displaced from it, he is now eligible for right of return to the Las Vegas first officer position in a future vacancy, subject to a few caveats. Sections 9C2 through 5 discuss the process for awarding bids to a pilot who is eligible for DRR in future primary published vacancies. Let's use as an example our displaced first officer and a hypothetical future vacancy with 7 positions available for bid in Las Vegas. Applying the language from section 9C2, we determined that 1/2 of 7 rounded down is 3. So 3 of these 7 positions are available to first officers who hold eligibility for Las Vegas DRR. If our first officer is one of the top 3 pilots in system seniority order who hold Las Vegas DRR, then according to section 9C3, he will be assigned to one of the 3 available DRR vacancies prior to the execution of the vacancy award process. For each DRR slot filled, there will be 1 less primary vacancy to be filled when the award process is then run. Once a vacancy process is run, if our first officer is awarded the Las Vegas FO position, then according to section 9C4, his rights to Las Vegas will expire, as he has successfully bid into the position utilizing his DRR eligibility. If he is unable to hold the Las Vegas first officer position after the vacancy award process is complete, such as getting displaced again out of LASFO by someone senior to him being displaced into LASFO, then according to section 9C5, he is still considered displaced and will maintain his DRR rights to Las Vegas for any future primary published vacancy. A word of caution, there are several ways for you to forfeit your right to DRR, which are stipulated in sections 9C6 and 7. The first way is if you accept a company-paid move in accordance with section 10. The second is if you change the order of your vacancy bid. Doing so will result in a pop-up warning message which states you will lose your right of return if you submit these changes. This is especially important to note if you have already been displaced, but also for future vacancy considerations if you are near the bottom of the seniority list in your first choice of domicile and seat. It is worth the time to check your vacancy bid selections now, so that if displaced in the future and eligible for DRR, you will not need to consider changing the order of your bid below your first choice, which again would forfeit your right to DRR. For more information on CBA rules that govern pilots affected by a displacement, please log on to the SWAPA webpage and click the Schedule Research Committee tab and review the article Displacement Information.